Wait, so you're giving me this power? Well, yes, I don't think you can do too much bad with it.
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
Thank you to our final patrons, Strawbones, 14765, Midnight Gem Lord, and Artigoon, along with Sean. Now, we're having this breakdown / discussion on what I would do with the powers of darkness. Please leave your own thoughts on what you would do with darkness in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below, or you can support me for as little as count them $1 a month, exclusive videos, early content, and more. You can also now become a member of the channel for as little as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now, let's hop into the discussion. What's up, guys? Look at the pencil here, and here we are to talk about what I, that guy with a pencil, would do if I had the powers of darkness. Not from Kingdom Hearts. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. That's probably gonna be like 2 hours long. Whew, I got plans. But regardless, 7 deadly sins, darkness. And notably, we'll do it in both worlds. Like, hypothetically, we'll cover with our world first, and then I'll hop into the 7 deadly sins world. I think one world has much more utility than the other, just on a general level. But let's hop right into darkness itself. So the thing about darkness is that it's kind of underutilized, in my opinion, especially by a lot of the higher level demons, but I'd say even lower level demons don't use darkness for as good as a thing it really is. Like, straight up, darkness is one of the most versatile, flexible, most useful raw abilities for a whole species to have, for it to get used well by, like, Zeldris and Meliodas. 2 royals, and that's about it. Like, Derriere uses darkness for clothes and big hands. Or, like, literal hand in the case of Derriere. But, like, every other demon kind of struggles to use darkness as effectively as they should, at least in my opinion. You know, I'm not a master, I'm not a crazy monster myself, but I think darkness has a way more utility than what it's used for in the base series, so I'm going to bring some of that spice of life to it. For the real world, first things first, I'm going to take some cues, little itty bitty cues from Derriere. The body's constantly coated in darkness. I'm literally actually, you know what? Let's set some boundaries, some parameters. If I'm talking darkness, if I'm talking that real darkness, that real good, I am gonna say my darkness is as strong as Meliodas'. Now, I know that may be cheating, but hey, I'm getting the power of darkness. So I might as well get the strongest there is. But that's the thing. I only get the darkness. I don't get any other perks of demon biology. I don't have the extended lifespan. I don't have the access to the purgatory flame. I don't have access to soul stealing. None of that. I just have good old-fashioned darkness. And all the abilities that come with having darkness. And I think one of the biggest things that I'm going to have to do, taking cues from Derriere, clothes are going to be consistently either made of or coated with a slight layer of darkness. Sure, I'm probably going to look a little bit weird because no matter what time of day it is, I'm going to be consistently coated in darkness, which is probably going to be confusing, but I think it works out for the biggest reason that, one, it's just a good shield. Like, especially if I have Meliodas tier darkness, nothing on this planet's hurting me. Ever. I could probably catch a meteor. With darkness, just coating my body. I could face tank it, or at least not have any, like, piercing damage done to me, anything like that. Nothing is a general threat to me, at all, ever. As long as I'm coated in darkness of that level, nothing can hurt me. And the thing is, with it coating my body most of the time, I don't have to spawn it. That's one of the biggest things. If you need to spawn it, it's too late. If you're getting jumped by somebody, or you're getting held up and you need to spawn it, they're going to freak out when they see it come out of nowhere. And then they may let it loose on you. They may let it air out, if you will. But meanwhile, if you're constantly covered in it, if you're constantly wearing at least some darkness, it could just be your t-shirt. It can be your pants. For me personally, it's kind of chilly out. So, you know, I'm going to have my body consistently covered in it. Nice, juicy, good, great. And then I have an indestructible shield, essentially. Like, nothing is getting through it. And if I need to guard my head, it'll move instantaneously. I'll release darkness from my head and move my darkness up the body at the same time. Nothing's stopping me. Overall defensive abilities through the roof. Number 2, mobility. Another thing that is, like, kind of used but isn't used too much is darkness as a mobility tool. The fact that you can just spawn wings is crazy. And not like baby wings, not like booty water wings, like serious, solid, supple, defensive wings that you can use for anything and everything at all times that allow for just perfect freeform flight. They don't work like normal wings do, by the way. Like, or at least based on what we've seen in the anime and what we've seen in the manga, they don't work like normal wings. Somehow darkness, probably through like a mix of the telekinesis that a lot of demons have with it, just allows them freeform flight. They just consistently form wings with it. So, you know, we're gonna have the wings out and I'm flying everywhere. Notably, I'm much more of a teleporting guy myself. I greatly appreciate teleporting like 10 times more than flying. But once again, your boy has Meliodas tier darkness. I'm literally making myself a flight suit and then zoom in everywhere at faster than light speeds and nothing stopping me. The ability to have that in my arsenal, in my kit, crazy. I could do things that are unheard of with that kind of ability and mobility. I'm flying everywhere. To work, to school, to dinner, to lunch, to breakfast, anything. Freeform flight is such a good ability, especially when you have the defensive ability from darkness as a whole. Number 3, offenses. Obviously, I'm not that violent of an individual. My name is that guy with the pencil, not that guy with the hands. But in case your boy ever got into an altercation of sorts and someone would like to quote unquote run my fade, they're running the fade with like a trillion dart. Like, nah. Obviously, I think that'd be a little bit too advanced for me, especially right at the start. But like, yo, I am turning into Assault Mode Meliodas times 5. Like, I'm literally drowning you in darkness. You know what Estarossa did when he pulled up on Elizabeth and he was like, and he was getting overwhelmed by the darkness in his heart? Yeah, that's me, but conscious. Like, I will straight mob you with darkness. You are not safe. Like, if you think you're gonna throw fisticuffs with me, you have made quite a mistake, buddy, because you're getting put into a wall. Not necessarily through a wall. I don't want to really hurt anybody, but if I'm ever in a dangerous situation and I got that dark thing on me, you know, I got it right on deck. It's not even strapped. It's on. Like, I don't have a switch on it. I am the switch. Like, legitimately, nothing is stopping me from immediately body bagging anybody who wants to harm me in any way, shape, or form. Because that's the thing. Darkness is a really good attack strategy. Mainly because it's like, it's weird. It's a disjointed hitbox. Completely. Like, notably, humans don't really have disjointed hitboxes on their own. Like, without spears or any external weaponry or anything like that, we do not have disjointed hitboxes. We aren't like, I think that, what's the only thing with a real disjointed hitbox where you don't have to do anything? Like, I think there's like some fish that can shoot water really well. And then that's the only thing with like an actual projectile. Meanwhile, with darkness, even if I want to keep it attached to my body, I don't have to punch you with my fist. I can punch the air 15 feet away from you and send a dark link, a dark stream straight at your face and uppercut you from 20 feet away. Like, legitimately, the utility, the range of that is crazy. I'm literally unbeatable, untouchable, and I never have to worry about any recoil damage, because the thing is, the darkness in Seven Deadly Sins isn't like an external limb. It isn't like an extra thing. It can be used to make more limbs. It can be used to make extra appendages and weapons, but it doesn't actually have any sensory receptors in it, meaning that I can just attack without having to worry about any repercussions. That force, or no, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I was about to go into an ERB bar, but every action has an equal and opposite reaction does not apply to me, because it's going to have a reaction on the darkness, which is Meliodas level. So even if I'm not Meliodas level, nothing on the planet is going to have to worry about surviving something Meliodas level. The darkness will be fine, and it doesn't feel pain, and it's literally just something I control mentally. So I'm good. No recoil ever. So never ever try to fight me. Another thing is, I could just make the darkness into anything I need it to be. And admittedly, this does have limits. Like, I don't think I could make an actual functioning human being with the darkness. This isn't like that level. Like, I would need Kingdom Hearts tier darkness to do something like that. And even then, I think that would be like unbelievably complicated and really hard and really stupid. But once again, another video for another time. But at least with Seven Deadly Sins darkness, I can just mold it into whatever shape I desire and imagine. Characters in the series don't do this too often, but we see it. Not only are the wings an example of this, but Berserk Meliodas makes weapons of various sizes and shapes. extra limbs can be formed from it. Like, you can do a lot with this kind of ability. And of course, it would be really, really good to have literal extra arms, literal extra limbs being able to do things. Like, say, hypothetically, I need to multitask, bada bing, bada boom, I have 4 arms. Like, forget a Tetraman. I am the Tetraman. Or a shadow Tetraman? Like, I don't know what you would do it, but I would have 4 arms, maybe 6, 8. I can make arms grow out of my head for all I care. And the thing is, it's not really growing out of me. That's the best thing about darkness. The base body is pretty much never affected by anything, because it just never reaches. It will never ever reach me, because it has to go through this thin but finely supple shield of darkness. Like, we've seen with darkness, you can block a lot. Like, Meliodas' whole fit is nothing but darkness, and it's taking swings and hits from people like Estarossa, people like Zeldris. Like, people are swinging on this. These characters, the lowest, let's lowball them to the extreme. Let's say Estarossa and Zeldris are mountain level, and they are wary of assault mode Meliodas' darkness, post-resurrection. We ain't even talking about end of series or even King Meliodas level darkness here. We're talking about baby tier stuff. And these quote-unquote lowbone extremely here, lowballing to the utmost degree, these mountain level, let's go versus battle wikis, highballing these characters to the absolute scream. Island level characters are struggling to and simply cannot break through this darkness. So having these extra limbs, these extra weapons, all that, that's amazing. Once again, weapons. Like, I keep saying once again, but I'm not violent. Shock Horror, the guy who likes to draw and watch anime and read manga, is a non-violent individual. Oh no, what a crazy reveal. But due to that, I probably won't be using this feature all too much, but instead of weapons, I'd probably be using it for tools. Like, hypothetically, if I need a tool for a specific scenario, I'm not going to go out and buy it. I'm not going to go look for one in my house. I'm going to mold the darkness into the specific tool I need. Need a hammer? Hammer. Need a screwdriver? Screwdriver. Phillips head or flathead? Both. Like, I can just do it. I am literally a walking Swiss Army knife, because I can make whatever I need. Sure, I don't have access to complex structures. Like, I highly doubt I could use my darkness to form a supercomputer unless my darkness will, like, fill in the blanks for me. Like, if I were to think supercomputer, or even, like, think of the computer I'm recording on right now, I don't think the darkness would be able to, like, replicate all the technology inside of it, like keys and stuff like that. I don't think that would be possible, but any simple tools, easy, light, all that is easily available to me, and I can use that to make some mad bread real quick. Speaking of mad bread real quick, I could also just build things way faster and way easier. Like, everything becomes Legos. When I got Meliodas tier darkness on deck, yo. Oh, you need a building built? How fast you need to build? A day? Got you. Just order the darkness to do. Well, once again, it's not too sentient, so I'd have to do it myself. It'd be mental gymnastics, but I love Legos. So I will do everything in my power with these mighty things to do crazy endeavors. And also, another thing that you get from darkness, due to all the previously listed abilities, dude, I can just do whatever dangerous job any person needs. Hey, we need you to go 100 feet in the air, or like 300 feet in the air, and replace this. Like, I know there's a little job for that. Easy. I'll fly up there, replace it, drop down, done, give me my bread. Oh, something happened at the bottom of the ocean, or a relatively bottom part of the ocean. We need someone to go down there and fix it. I bet. Get a whole, like, I would need, this would be complicated. Like, this would be probably the most complicated endeavor of my darkness. But make a gigantic cube and somehow fit in, and that's the only difficult thing. I don't think I'd be able to do that. That would be a bit complicated, because the water pressure, if I'm not careful, would literally off me. So I can't do all that, but a lot of dangerous jobs are literally just jokes to me. I am covered normally in impenetrable, undefeatable darkness. So I'm literally big chillin', and nothing could ever really get in my way ever again, lest it want to become fodder for me. Another thing that I'm not sure if this is a simple darkness property, but we usually see demons doing it with darkness, I could just regen. Like, notably, I'll make a whole separate video on what it would happen if I had, like, Bond's immortality or something like that, or, like, really solid, like, Wolverine level regen. Another video for another time, but still, even demon level regeneration is nice. Sure, Will it be absolutely painful? Yeah. I don't know. Demons, they take getting sliced in half, torn apart, arms removed, hearts torn out relatively well. Like, shockingly well. Like, concerningly well in the entire series. Like, look back. For some reason, demons seem to not feel pain. But I'm still human underneath. I'll just have the ability to use the darkness to mend my body back together, which will not be fun. Like, it will not be a pleasurable experience, and it's an ability that I probably wouldn't want to use, because, like, that implies I somehow got hurt, and that does not sound fun. But it is an ability that is indeed available to me, so I gotta give it credit. I gotta be able to use it properly. And then another thing that I could whip out is obviously projectile darkness. A big thing I've been talking about so far is like darkness attached to me, whether it be a wingsuit, whether it be a literal suit, whether it be anything really. As long as I have the darkness packed on, mobile, like moving me all around, I can also project the darkness outside. If I can work for it, because I do think this would be a extremely complicated application of darkness, but if I could work to make these little dark spears that Meliodas does, it would probably start with just the first one he ever made, that level, and just have a little projectile floating around me. Then I work to get more and more and more and get more and more and more complicated. Then I have access to an entire network of darkness that I can control fully telepathically, meaning I don't just have internal defenses or like just external defenses where I'm covered in a layer of darkness that'll protect me from all damage, but on top of that, I have access to satellite darknesses, so I can make an external shield. Kind of like, what am I thinking of? There's a very specific character I'm thinking of that has, like, I think it's, he's a DC character, African American, smartest man on earth. Hold on, let me look him up. Mr. Terrific. He has the T-spears, and what those are they're just little spears that float around, and he can use them for transport, carrying things, attacking, defending, all that. I can just essentially have that with little trillion dark orbs. Sure, I wouldn't keep a trillion on me at all times, because, like, one, that'd probably be pretty mentally taxing, and two, I just don't need that many, but like probably three. You would probably just see three constantly floating around me at all times, and then in case anything like super dangerous tries to get near me, boop, they pop into a shield. Boop, they pop into a weapon. Boop, and then I have external weapons I control, and then take pretty much every single benefit I mentioned before and apply it to these separate spears. Instead of carrying people when I'm flying, all I need to do is make them a flight suit. Remember, trillion dark orbs are extremely condensed amounts of darkness, and with that being the case, the level of darkness I have, it'll be able to carry somebody else in a flight, or someone could ride it, and that's perfect. Then I can become a mass transit person, and sure, it wouldn't be too fun, but still, it'd be fun enough. Like, the abilities I would have with that broaden drastically, and imagine just pure telekinetic power over darkness. And the thing is, that seems interesting to me, is another ability of the darkness that kind of gets used, I'd say twice, is the sealing ability. Notably, I'm not sure if this one is separate or tied to the darkness, but the seal that we see Gelda in very specifically appears to be formed of darkness. And these seals can last, at least according with Zeldris, way after I'm gone or paying attention to them. So, worst comes to worst, if there's something really bad or something I really don't like, boom, sealed in an impenetrable wall of darkness, and it literally never escapes. It'll suck if someone needs it later, because then they aren't getting through it, because I think Meliodas literally passed away, and sure, he had the immortality curse on him, but he still passed away, and his seal still stayed up on Gelda. So, that's crazy. So, even after I go on to the next life, then bada bing, bada boom, we're all good. I'm fine. Whatever thing I sealed away is still gone. And of course, there's something I've been avoiding talking about. It's the raw potency, the raw power. Hold on, let me hit a good emphasis on the raw power and potency of my abilities. Like, with Meliodas tier darkness, no threats will ever assail this earth again. Like, someone will say, "Oh no, there's a meteor coming." How big? It's like 7 miles wide? 7 miles? You sure? It's 7 miles. Well, yeah, but what can you do about it? Hold on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to go with 500,000. 500,000 what? Dark spears. Bada bing, bada boom. Dark spears. Send them all up into the atmosphere. Have them spread out. Catch the meteor. Sure, does that sound crazy? Yeah, but where Meliodas scales to with his peak prime level of darkness, catching a 7-mile wide meteor is light work, and I would have access to that level of power with my darkness, so yeah, I'm stopping meteors. There will not be a life-wiping event as long as my life is continuous. Also, space travel's really weird though. Like, it would be so complicated. But if you go with the idea that Mel should at least be at the speed of light by the time of end of series, if you want to lowball it, he should at least be speed of light. And hypothetically, I wouldn't travel too far, considering I would need oxygen in my little dark, in my tiny little dark astronaut suit. But even still, I could fly to the moon. I could fly in the outer atmosphere. I could do a whole ton of dumb stuff up there, and no one could stop me. And I think that's the best thing about the darkness. No one could really stop me. And not like I'm going to do delirious things. I am not one of the people out there that's like, once I get powers, I'm turning into a supervillain. I'm going to be Homelander 2.0. Omni-Man won't have anything. No, I'm not like that. I don't know. Sorry. Maybe I was raised with morals or something, but I do not plan to suddenly take over the planet. I would probably still be making videos. Well, no, I would still be making videos. Can you imagine my content if I had dark power? Sure, it would probably be very different, but you would see me reviewing 4 Nights or live reacting to any chapters, like, on Mount Everest or something like that. Some stupid thing like that. That's the thing. I would just be dumb. And I think that's the overall thing with me and my darkness utility. I've laid out all these abilities, all these strategies, all these plans I would do with it. But the main thing I would use it for is having fun and enjoying my life in a new way. And obviously cutting down on expenses and stuff like that. Because no, I'm not paying for a plane ever again. No, I'm not paying for protection anymore. No, I'm not paying for a car. Like, none of that's happening. I am flying everywhere at Mach speed. Let them try and shoot me out of the air. Watch it bounce off one of my dark shields. But of course, that's me. What will you guys do when you have the power of darkness? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the notification bells to miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do a Patreon down below and support for as low as $1 download exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.